Running a business can be both the most rewarding and the most challenging thing you could ever do. As I've just hit my first 5 years in business, it's crazy to think I wanted to share my hard-earned lessons that I've accrued over the last 5 years with the ultimate goal of helping you avoid some of those pitfalls, but also maybe you're in a place where you are facing a challenge and you just need a simple word to help you get out. My name is Dodd. I run one of the fastest growing marketing agencies in the United States. I love entrepreneurship. I love seeing my clients win. I love seeing my team grow and scale. I love seeing each of my individual teammates hit their personal, professional, and financial goals. So in this video, I wanted to do something a little bit more casual, but walk you through some of my hard-earned lessons learned. Entrepreneurship is very far from rainbows and butterflies like a lot of social media sometimes puts it out to be. I want to share some of the real hard lessons that I've just gone through and picked up over the years to help you. And sincerely, I hope that it does help you wherever you are on your journey to not only just not give up, to keep going, and hopefully just to shed some light. And I hope it helps. Okay, with that said, let's get into 5 lessons that I've learned in my 5 years in business. So the first lesson is, it is always my fault. One of the biggest lessons by far that I've learned in business is the concept of extreme ownership. It's taking extreme ownership over every outcome and every decision, whether it was my fault or not. Because ultimately, something that I did led to that outcome, whether it was good or bad. For example, if one of my employees messes up, maybe they mess up a transaction or do something that hurts a client's campaign, it is ultimately my fault. Why? Maybe I didn't train that employee correctly, or maybe I don't have the right systems in place in my business to allow this employee to do their job effectively. Changing that mindset to realizing that everything is my fault not only allows me to take extreme ownership, but it's helped me come up with solutions to challenges and problems in my business a lot faster. Early on in my business journey, I would blame everyone and everything for why things were happening. And I had to come to the very quick realization that things were happening because of me. It was ultimately my fault. And the moment that I stepped into taking extreme ownership of every outcome and over every decision, I resumed control. This one thing completely changed the game for my mindset and my business success. My second hard-earned lesson is that not everybody walks in integrity or has my best interest at heart. Oof, just saying that stings a little. I remember a specific moment where a client claimed that we didn't deliver on a service when we actually did. The client ended up disputing their charges with the credit card company and just left a really bad taste in the relationship. We did in fact end up winning the dispute because we delivered on exactly what our agreement said, but that experience shook me and made me realize that I cannot be naive into thinking that everybody walks in the same level of integrity as I do, or that people will have my best interests or my business's best interests at heart. I learned to stay true to my mission and my values regardless of external circumstances. That way, if a relationship does go south or something happens, I can stand on the foundation that I walked in integrity, was true to my mission and my values. And then you can sleep really well at night because you don't do wrong by people. Have you ever run into a challenge in your business? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to know. On the topic of agreements, that takes me really nicely into my third hard-earned lesson, which is have ironclad agreements. Listen, your contracts are everything. I remember in business school they used to talk about how important it is to have legal counsel and to have a lawyer in your corner or to have ironclad agreements. And I thought like, yo, that's nice. I'll have my little cute agreement, until I realized how important it is in business. And trust me, this is a hard-earned lesson. If a business relationship or partnership goes south for one or other reason, you can always fall back on your agreement. It is that objective clearing point piece of paper that both parties have agreed to. There's no emotions, no subjectivity. It's very objective. Because this is such an important part of your business, my recommendation is that you get legal counsel. Get a lawyer to create your contract, to review everything, and to make sure that you have an ironclad agreement to protect you and your business. Don't bypass this step. Yes, you may spend some money up front, but it is so worth it in the long run and for years to come. Whew, this is intense. Let's go into the fourth hard-earned lesson in my first 5 years in business, and that is not every person will be with you until the end. Here's what I mean. In business, you hire teammates, you bring people on board, and if you're a really good leader and care about your employees, you mentor them. I do bi-weekly one-on-ones with every one of my leaders. I touch base on, are they hitting their KPIs? How can they be doing better? And especially, my all-time favorite is talking about their personal, professional, and financial goals. As a leader, I'm invested in seeing every single teammate hit their goals, whether it's at work or outside of work. When you pour that much into a teammate, an employee, or somebody that you care about, not only are you building that relationship, but it gets very difficult when that person leaves. And maybe they're leaving to find a better opportunity. Maybe the company just isn't the right fit. Regardless of the reason that somebody leaves an organization, I've had to come to terms with the fact that I have to pour into people while I have them, and it's okay if that person isn't with me until the end. Whether they stay with me a year, 2 to 3 years, even 5 years. And that is okay. Never burn bridges, keep the door open, because you never know what will pop up down the road. And my fifth lesson for my first 5 years in business is that busy does not equal productive. So many of us wear busyness as a badge of honor. And the reality is, it doesn't matter how busy you are. Are you taking actions and completing tasks that are moving you closer to your ultimate goals? I took an 8-week peak performance intensive with some of the world's top neuroscientists and psychologists. And what I learned blew my mind. I learned that the average knowledge worker spends about 2.3 hours per day on real work. That means the rest of their time is spent distracted, checking emails, Slack, all the things, being busy, and they're not doing real focus work to move the needle. So I learned the way that I get an advantage over everybody else is by dedicating specific focus blocks in my calendar, uninterrupted, hyper-focused work to allow me to move the needle on projects and goals. There was periods in my business where I had to work sun up to sundown, and I started getting burned out. What I learned was, it's not just about being busy or trying to be productive. It's also about energy management. When I started prioritizing hyper-focus work and energy management over busyness and productivity, my business results skyrocketed. So here are a few things that I do throughout the day to regulate my nervous system, manage my energy, and ensure that I'm moving the needle on my goals. I love to do things like meditation or breath work, sauna, steam room, hot and cold therapy, a hot bath or hot shower. These things that I can do throughout the day help me regulate my nervous system, stay cool, calm, and collected, and especially have the energy to give my best every single day for my team and for my clients. And there you have it. Those were my 5 hard-earned lessons for my first 5 years in business. If you found this helpful, will you let me know in the comments, and let me know if you want me to do a part 2, because I have so many more lessons that I can share. I wanted to keep this one short, so let me know in the comments if you want me to do a part 2 on this. I hope you loved this video as much as I loved creating it. Click that like button if you did, and I will see you on the other side. Bye for now.